Welcome to today's show where I'm going to be talking about the Lego Harry Hogwarts Castle, the biggest Lego set in the entire Harry Potter universe. Pretty cool looking, isn't it? Now today I'm going to go over this set, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, do a few cool comparisons, look at a little bit of historical value. But let's get right in and see what you get and see if you can notice what my set is lacking. So let's go ahead and zoom in. All right, so let's get started with our close-up tour here. We'll start just as the designer said we would start at the very beginning. So the boat's coming into the boathouse. And they don't actually slip into that boathouse, but they does look like a nice little boathouse there. Here you have the courtyard, and you have maybe what's Filch's office and the exterior of the Great Hall. And the texture of the terrain is really, really nice. And here you can see the stained glass with those brand new little arch pieces that were created just for this set. Isn't it nice when you can create pieces just for a set? And then we'll go up the Great Tower. You can see the Horntail and the Dementors all there with the Great Tower. And have you noticed anything amiss yet? Oh, well, maybe there's something amiss. Do you notice that this is a naked review? There are no stickers. That clock really stands out as missing its sticker. Here you can see a few of the microbuilds, the causeway, and there's the Whomping Willow, the really cool little Ford Anglia, which of course we know that's what it is, simply because we know it's supposed to be a Ford Anglia. So yes, it does look perfect, but it's only because we know what it's supposed to be. There you see the interior area of the castle, and now we'll wrap around going towards the back area of the castle, which is completely different than the front. And in the back you can see more great stained glass, Gryffindor common room on the right, library on the left, room of requirements, and Snape's classroom down in the dungeons. More great terrain texture, and a little spot for the Mirror of Erised, obviously missing its sticker. A little causeway to nowhere, and then up above, Umbridge's office. Clearly a great little micro build, clearly Umbridge's office, no stickers required. Then we have another classroom and a hallway leading to and from nowhere. Then down at the bottom we have some of the Sorcerer's Stone area with the chessboard, and that right there, you can't really tell what it is, but it's the keys. And then we have the stairway going all the way up. Those stairways are movable in the Great Tower, then up towards Dumbledore's office, which is lacking right now. And we'll go back down the Great Tower. And over you can see the Chamber of Secrets there with the basilisk. And here we can come up on Hogwarts hut with Aragog the spider. Alright, so let's look at what else you get with the set now. So we'll start off with the four founders. You can see that they all have their item, the sword, the cup, the wand, the crown, and they are missing their stickers. Now if you want to hear more about stickers, stay and listen. If you aren't interested in hearing more about stickers, then you can skip ahead to 9:13. Alright, so they are missing their stickers. Let's look at the official Lego image, because after all, this is a naked review. I did not put any stickers on. You can see how much better they look with the stickers of their house crests. One thing that I think is quite ironic is, let's take a look at Rowena's sticker. You can see the official Lego image of Rowena has a crooked sticker on her tile. These four tiles were unique to these colors at this section of the build. It would have been no picking and packing issue. It would have been no unique element issue to have printed these and packed them as printed tiles like they should have. I think it is completely ridiculous that these are stickers. Let's go and look at the rest of the castle though. So from the front of the castle, you can see the biggest thing that stands out that's missing is that there is no clock sticker. Again, a flat tile should have been easy to print. One thing that you may not notice is that there's supposed to be a sticker behind the clock showing some lattice. There's supposed to be a sticker on the Great Tower showing some extra windows. And of course the windows in the courtyard are printed and they look wonderful. So let's look at the official Lego image. Look how great this castle looks. No stickers in sight, except for one. Can you see where there's that little row underneath the dark tan in the Great Tower? Again, looking at my image, you can see, does it look a little bit bare? Yes, maybe it looks a little bit bare, but I don't think it looks bad. Let's go around to the back. We'll start with the inside of the Great Hall, where you can see it's dominated by the lovely stained glass. Let's look at LEGO's official image. Holy smokes, that's a nicer image than what I have, right? They have good photographs, good photographers. And you can see the stickers in the upper right-hand corner. I'd say they are unnecessary. What you don't see in their photo are the banners for the houses, and so we'll go back to mine, and you can see the banners up there are bare because I didn't put the stickers on. These really should get the stickers applied. Again, a very flat, easy sticker to apply, also easy to print. Why aren't these flags so they could be printed on both sides as opposed to just on one? Because even with the sticker, the back looks bad. Let's go below there where you can see the Chamber of Secrets. I think this is interesting because if you look at LEGO's official image with the stickers and then look at mine without, you can see that I actually like it better without the stickers. Anyway, so if we go to the left, you can see the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets really does need its sticker. And the biggest area that is dominated by stickers and probably does really need them is that interior of the Great Tower, of that biggest tower. And as you can see, you have all the stickers as you go up. And I think something that is bad design is when you cannot tell what something is without the sticker. And in terms of this bathroom, you cannot tell what it is without the stickers. That as you go all the way up to Dumbledore's office, you can see his office is so small, even with the stickers, it's hard to tell what's going on. And so this area really does need its stickers, but they're the biggest stickers. They're the hardest ones to apply. I'm sure that LEGO could have figured out a way to do it a little bit nicer. As we continue through the rest of the castle, you can see there are the trials to go that were in the Sorcerer's Stone. I didn't show you where the vines are, but you can see the second one where the chessboard is. It actually is successful. It's successful without its sticker. Does it look better with its sticker? Yes, it does, but it's still successful without. Then if you go to the third one, the third trial with the keys, you can see it's completely unrecognizable without the stickers. Again, I think that is a bad design when it's unrecognizable without the stickers. Yes, they're nice stickers, but flat tiles, simple to print. As we keep going around, you can see that above that is a hallway to nowhere from nowhere, just a flat space to put more stickers. And then above that is the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, which looks pretty good. It looks better with the stickers, but it looks okay without. And then, of course, you have Umbridge's office, which needs no stickers. It's designed and its colors are explicit enough to know exactly what's going on there. No stickers required. As we go around a little bit more, you can see clearly we need a sticker to show what the Mirror of Erised looks like. And then above that is a causeway to nowhere from nowhere, but nice architecturally. Then the final, most confusing area of the castle is this big room that has a Gryffindor common room that you can't really tell is the Gryffindor common room, and a library, which really aren't next to each other anyway. And then it has these big doors, and you can't see the stickers that are supposed to be applied on the other side, but with like 20 different door elements to choose from, you think there could have been a textured door element that would have fit in that space. And then down below, I think highlights incredibly good building. With the Room of Requirements, looks wonderful. Is it enhanced by the sticker? Yes, a little bit, but it looks good without, and same with Snape's classroom. It is enhanced by the sticker, but does not require it to be a successful build or a successful room. Here are the nanofigs. I didn't actually take them out of their bags because I'm not going to use them for how I'm going to display. Yes, I have the Dementors out, but there are 20-some nanofigs in here that you can place around if you want to. I have chosen to leave mine in the bag. There's the Hagrid's Hut micro build, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful micro build, just missing Hagrid. There is no Hagrid in this set. Then we have the Whomping Willow with the lovely little Ford, which is again another really brilliant micro build. And lastly, the Hungarian Horntail that highlights how great you can do with micro builds with LEGO without needing stickers. All right, that's the end of my little sticker diatribe. Originally, I was going to put the stickers on this, do a sort of before and after, but now I am not. I just like it without, except for that clock. That clock really bugs me. I'll have to figure out something to do with that. All right, so I hope you got a good feel of what the set looks like if you choose not to put the stickers on. Now, in a set this big, really I haven't seen this number of stickers, 75 stickers total, since the Maersk Triple E with 134 stickers, I believe. Now that set only had 1,500 pieces, 134 stickers, but since then, 75 stickers for this set seems way, way overkill. All right, a couple other features that you can get with this set is number one, it's so big you can't really carry it as one big piece, but it does just slide apart right here, and it is extremely sturdy. Both pieces are extremely sturdy. This tower is a little wiggly, but it's not going to come off. So if you pick this guy up, if you can get your hand under there, it really is pretty strong. And then they just slide back together. They're not with pins or anything. It's just axles that slide right into the hole and they nestle right in there. Of course, you can see I have some of my little microbuilds. The microbuilds are really some of my very favorite features of the set. I love what they can do without the stickers, with just building, because really a lot of the details in this are really exquisite. They're really, really amazing details. But let's get into some of the set stats. So go ahead and put that up there. See, the price is $400, and its prices elsewhere in the world. It has 6,020 pieces, which ranks as the second most pieces ever in a Lego set. Now, of course, that doesn't make it the second biggest set, and we'll get to that within the comparisons in just a minute. It weighs 16.5 pounds with a value of $24 per pound for plastic. And that is a really good value using this measure of determining value. Now, of course, I've chosen to use this measure of weight. How much plastic, how much stuff are you getting for how much you're paying? Now, some people prefer to do cost per piece. I find that less useful because I prefer to have bigger pieces, more stuff, than just a lot of pieces. But of course, this is all just it's not an objective way of determining whether it really is a good value. It's just a comparative way of determining what's a good value. Is this a good value compared to something else? Because if we get into the actual good value of the Lego set itself intrinsically, I think we'd be shocked about how little there really is here for what we're paying. So we're gonna just use it as comparative value. So comparatively, at $24 per pound for the plastic, it is a really good price for that, what you get. It's in this big box here. It's the standard big box started by the Super Star Destroyer class box, and it is, of course, very difficult to ship. It costs so much, it has a fairly high density of $217 per cubic foot. Retire 2020, I don't really know about this thing. It's purely a wild speculation on my part for that. Lastly, just how big is it? I talked about how I like to have big pieces, not little pieces. So what do I normally do? So I weighed the whole thing. After all the pieces, got rid of the extra pieces, got rid of all the packaging, and it weighed in at 11.5 pounds, which put our average piece size at 0.86, which is a 1x2 piece. This actually seems to be pretty average for big sets. For most sets, this seems to be more or less around as I'm doing more and more of these where sets end up being, except this one's a little bit heavier, so it's the same as a 1x2 with studs on one side, putting it at 0.86 pounds. All right, and of course, I think the most exciting, most interesting thing to share with you now is just how big is this compared to some of the other sets. You sort of see how big it is here. It's, you know, you're gonna have to find a nice, big, tall shelf to set this thing on. But how big is it compared to some of the sets that have come before? Now, this is only the second set that has come with these little microfigures. And like I said before, I've kept my little microfigures in plastic because I consider them vacuum food. I don't really think having these is a huge function of what I am going to display the set as, because I'm going to be displaying mainly the front. It's hard to display the front and the back at the same time. And I'm just probably not going to include these little guys, so I left them in the plastic. But what's the only other set that include the little nanofigs? And that is the SHIELD Helicarrier. All right, so go ahead and take a look at the Helicarrier. You can see, even though it's foreshortened a little bit because it's in front of you, it's about the same length. It's obviously not quite as tall, but it has a different sort of dimension. It does come with these little miniature micro builds, just again to give you that sense of scale. It also does come with the nanofigs, although again I don't have them out here, and it does come with its own set of minifigures exclusive to that set. as well. So very similar in many respects. So this is a $350 set compared to your $400 set. So you can see, I would say within the scales, really approximately very similar in bulk, in size. Obviously this has the one really tall tower that sort of sets it apart from this scale, from the mass of the helicarrier. Now, as these sets are, they're sort of UCS, they're sort of big sets. This one came with a plaque, the Hogwarts does not. But traditionally, of course, the UCS sets have always been Star Wars sets, and officially they're all Star Wars sets as well. So let's take a look at one of the big UCS Star Wars sets. All right, so here you go, is a big UCS Star Wars set. Now I put it behind the Hogwarts Castle just so it doesn't completely dwarf what you can see, and it's really hard to pick up, like maybe any good UCS should be hard to pick up, but here we go. We can bring it up here just so you can see how big can really be. And so this is the Star Destroyer from 2002, and it is one of the classic UCS sets that LEGO has ever made. Now, how does it compare to the Hogwarts Castle? Maybe it is the second biggest set that LEGO has ever made. There are lots of different ways to do that, to judge that. So I said, well, let's do a little comparison. Let's see which set really is the second biggest LEGO set ever made. Now, of course, that's assuming, like we all know, that the biggest LEGO set in most every category is the new UCS Millennium Falcon. So we won't argue that, but what about the other Millennium Falcon? What about the Taj Mahal? What about some of those sets? Let's look at some stats and see what we got. All right, so if we're just looking at number of pieces, which is of course the easiest way to judge a set, is you just count up the number of pieces. That's where the second biggest ever set comes from for Hogwarts Castle at 6,020, just edging out the Taj Mahal at 5,922, and you can see also quite a bit, almost 1,000 more than the original UCS Millennium Falcon, and way more pieces than the Helicarrier or the Star Destroyer. But what do I like to use as a measure of size, as a measure of what you get? Well, I prefer to do weight of your plastic as opposed to the number of pieces that you get. So if we go and throw in the weight value there, you can see at the top is that original UCS Millennium Falcon. Now online, estimating about 12 and a half pounds. I'm putting an asterisk there because I don't actually have the original UCS Millennium Falcon. So until I actually weigh it myself, that's just going to be an estimate. So we'll put a little asterisk there. Maybe that should weigh in a little bit in determining that. But you can see the weight of the Hogwarts Castle at 11.45, just barely edging out this Star Destroyer. So holy smokes, 3,000 pieces for the Star Destroyer, 6,000 for the castle, yet they almost weigh exactly the same. And then you can throw in the Taj Mahal there, and then the Helicarrier way down there in weight as well as way down there in pieces. And what about if we go for size? Now I know it's hard to figure out all three dimensions of how big something is, so we'll just go in its longest dimension, which of course favors the long, skinny ships, so we'll throw that up there. And you can see the Star Destroyer at 37 inches long, much longer than anything else. The Millennium Falcon at 33 inches, the Helicarrier at 31, the Hogwarts Castle at 27 inches, no slouch there, and it's long, skinny. And then the Taj Mahal, of course, is a square, so it doesn't have any of its dimensions optimized. And the Taj Mahal towers can only come up to about there. So in terms of all three of these pieces of data, what do you think really is the second biggest set? I would honestly argue that it is still this UCS Star Destroyer is still really the second biggest set. And especially if we look at all this, let's look at that average piece size for some of these sets where I was actually able to weigh it, and look at how much bigger that average piece size is for the Star Destroyer. So even though it has all these little tiny pieces, it has these huge big plates. It's occupied this huge mass, this huge volume of space, and really is, I think, the perfect display UCS set. It doesn't even pretend to need nanofigs or microfigs or minifigs to make it a complete set. That doesn't take anything away from the Hogwarts Castle though, because it is a wonderful, wonderful set in of itself. And as I've shown, I think, depending on how you're going to display it, absolutely does not need any of the stickers. Of course, if you look at from the back, yes, the stickers really are needed to explain what's going on, and I might swap out that clock piece for one of the standard printed clock pieces. I know it won't fit the elegance of the Hogwarts Castle, but at least it won't look bare. And it's just a shame that those pieces, the stickers that were the most important to make this set really complete and whole, were probably the easiest stickers, tiles to print if Lego had chosen to do so. All right, I hope you buy this castle. I hope you put it on a shelf. I hope you find a shelf tall enough to put it on. I hope you're ready to dust it because it doesn't go back into its box very easily. But until next time, Lego on.